Let's just jump right in, shall we? Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to completely focus on finding comfort, purpose, and clarity in God's promises, especially during those really tough seasons of waiting. If you've been feeling restless lately, or maybe wondering if your quiet endurance has just gone totally unnoticed, well, you're in the right place. The material we're digging into today offers a profound perspective shift on God's promises of peace, protection, hope, and faith.
We've got to start right here because this is the absolute foundational truth you need to anchor your spirit to before we get into anything else. The sources emphasize that even when the silence in your nights feels incredibly heavy, and we all know that feeling, right? You are held. Your life, your future, and all of your struggles rest securely in a divine hand that absolutely does not abandon its design.
Moving right along to Section 1, Protection Through Closed Doors. Let's talk about how what we so often view as unanswered prayers are actually forms of incredibly deep care.
So the crucial takeaway here is that those doors that slammed shut in your past, they were closed specifically because whatever was standing behind them could not hold you the way you needed to be held. I know it's so easy to just replay our mistakes on an endless loop, agonizing over what went wrong, but it's brilliantly clear. God removes certain connections not to leave you empty, but to literally make room for something that has been tested and refined.
See, you aren't just wandering around aimlessly. You've made it through the kiln of the past, where all that intense heat and pressure forged your resilience. And now you're in this present state of repositioning. If you're feeling your priorities shift, or your interest in old habits fading, that's what's happening. You are being perfectly aligned and prepared for the future harvest that is on its way.
Section 2, Finding Peace in the Present. Okay, so now that we've made sense of the past, we really need to talk about how to catch our breath and find stillness right now, in the present moment.
I find this contrast absolutely fascinating. We are so conditioned to this exhausting, chaotic pace. The world basically yells at us that if something isn't happening right this second, it's never going to happen. But God's timeline, it's completely different. Divine movement doesn't show up with panic. It arrives with a profound, precise stillness that just lets you know deep down that it is real and settled.
And that brings us to alignment. Hope is obviously vital, but being actively positioned and aligned is everything. And here's the tough part. Alignment usually means letting go of our own control. We have to release the things we've been white-knuckling out of fear. It's literally about unclenching your fists so you can open your hands to receive what's being prepared for you. When you finally stop rushing and just rest in that perfect timing, some absolutely wild, tangible shifts start happening in your life. The sources describe this beautiful rejuvenation of the spirit. It's a state where sheer exhaustion gives way to sudden courage, and the heavy stains of past hardships are just washed away. You're left feeling light, deeply healed, and finally rested.
Section 3, The Power of Enduring Faith. Let's shift gears a bit and talk about how your quiet endurance definitely hasn't gone unnoticed. In fact, holding on to hope when absolutely nothing seemed to justify it, that has been forging something totally unbreakable inside of you. Please hear me on this one because this is an incredibly powerful assertion. Your past does not disqualify you. Whatever mistakes you've made, they do not erase the beautiful future that is written for you. That harsh verdict of unworthiness you might have slapped on yourself, that doesn't carry God's signature. You are literally no longer a prisoner of that past pain. Think of your faith like a seed tossed into deep water. When you release it as an offering, instead of holding it back because you're scared, it doesn't just disappear. It actually moves out ahead of you. It acts as the very architecture of the blessings and the harvests that are quietly being built for you right now behind the scenes.
Now, God isn't asking you to be reckless or to throw all wisdom out the window, but He is asking you to unlock the gate. You've built walls to protect yourself, and hey, that makes total sense. But at this point, are you willing to let true faith take the wheel? Are you ready to let trust stand exactly where fear used to stand guard?
Section 4, Hope for a New Future. Building on that foundation of faith, we can now look at the truly beautiful promises regarding the new connections and seasons God is actively setting up for you. This is a real game changer right here. God doesn't just match surface-level stuff or pair up what simply looks good on paper. He goes so much deeper. He actually matches the hidden contours of your strength, your fractures, and your specific experiences with someone who fits those exact spaces. It's a massive shift from those draining, conditional relationships to something deeply safe and totally honest.
When this kind of divine connection finally shows up, you'll know it by these specific traits. They aren't going to arrive with some chaotic urgency, and they won't demand that you shrink yourself down just to make them comfortable. Instead, they'll hold space for your silence. Their steadiness will literally bring rest to your breathing. You will, maybe for the first time, feel safe enough to be completely unguarded.
I absolutely love this metaphor. It captures God's design perfectly. Two rivers, individually refined by their own fires and valleys, finally merging into one single current. They create a momentum that neither could have possibly generated alone, and it's designed not just for their own comfort, but to serve a much higher, enduring purpose.
Section 5. Stepping into your season. Okay, so to wrap this up, let's break down exactly what you need to do to finally step out of the waiting room and into this promised season of abundance.
We're given 3 incredibly clear, actionable steps here to banish anxiety and calm your soul. Number 1, surrender your heart completely, without reservation. Number 2, practice some really profound silent gratitude for the blessings you have and the ones you've had. And then, share that light and hope with the people around you who might be fighting their own silent battles.
The days of making yourself smaller just to keep some false peace? Yeah, those are officially over. It is time to stand up and claim your victory. Stop staring in the rearview mirror at past defeats. The spiritual battles you've been fighting were actually won the very second you made the choice to trust.
You have got to let go of that harsh inner critic. Remember, God has already declared your infinite worth. You don't have to earn this love with some flawless, perfect performance. You simply have to accept that you are entirely worthy of it right now, exactly as you are. This totally flips how we usually think about being prepared. You might not actually feel ready. Honestly, your hands might literally be trembling as you reach for the handle. But guess what? Your willingness to just show up, to put yourself in position, is all that's required. The rest is already being taken care of. And that brings us to our final thought for today. The ground has been prepared. The right connections and blessings are already in motion, arriving with perfect timing and total peace. So take a really deep breath, leave all that anxiety behind, and ask yourself, are you finally ready to walk right into the incredible promises prepared specifically for you?
Thank you for watching. May the peace of Jesus Christ remain with you today and always. Keep your faith strong, walk in His love, and remember that God is always with you.